All parts of this team will have their own duties come Saturday against USC. However, all players and coaches can agree on one thing.
For one, I think we need to come out fast as an offense.
I believe that last year we just started, a little slow.
Every practice, Coach Hill, Coach Edwards, we all been just stressing, start fast, because obviously last year we started really slow and had to play from behind.
You got to play fast and be physical.
Zach here with your Devil's Digest daily practice recap. With 5 days left until this USC matchup, players and coaches spoke about not only avoiding a slow start and a repeat of last year, but also their expectations and duties for this game.
It's very important when you're on national television. You represent your conference. This is a Pac-12 game. Both teams represent the Pac-12, which I think is very important. Both of these teams recruit the same players, especially when it comes to the Southern California area. It lets the national audience watch our conference, and you want it to be a competitive game by both parties. So you want a brand of football that people look at and go, oh, okay, we see what they're doing out there, right?
Having Jaden, it just adds in a dual threat factor because last year he did not play, so we had more of a pocket passer behind us. And with Jaden, it just gives us the second option to be able to run. Even if we call it pass play, he could drop back and end up getting yards himself.
We're going to have to make sure we rally to the ball, tackle, everyone, 11 guys on the ball. They got great skilled guys in space. Obviously they're great up front as well. We got to play physical with them, and we just got to match their star power and run to the ball.
In the film room wise, we've just been watching Texas defense because obviously their coordinator switched over to USC. And so we've been watching a lot of Texas film and then obviously some USC film so we can see personnels and just how each individual plays. We got Frank as our number one receiver, so they're going to understand that. He's the only one with over 10 catches, so they're obviously going to focus on him a lot. So it's going to open up a lot for other receivers, and we're all ready and excited for that. And then we're just going to help each other out. It's going to be a balance between Frank and the other receivers and stuff like that. So we're going to open a lot of alleys for each other.
We can't come out slow, you know what I'm saying? We can't start slow. We got to come out, on fire. We got to come out ready, physically ready, mentally ready, and maintain through the whole game,
The excitement is real for different reasons. From SoCal homecomings for players and coaches, the end of an extended and taxing offseason, or just the emotional and personal meaning season openers may bring to some.
My dad didn't have the opportunity to watch me play high school football. He worked 3-4 hours away from where I lived, from where we had a home. Didn't get the opportunity to watch me as a college player either. And he came to the Ram game in the Coliseum and watched me play my first football game. And it was Joe Namath was the quarterback. I can remember like it was yesterday. That was my first NFL interception. That's Joe Namath. My dad watched it. I'll never forget that.
This week marks 18 years since Coach Herm Edwards gave his world-famous "You play to win the game" speech while the coach of the New York Jets. Jaden Daniels was only a year old at the time that he gave that speech. Today, Coach took a moment to reflect on his time in the game and how football has changed.
I've been in this for, over 30 years. I learn something every time I walk on the field. If I don't, shame on me. Shame on me. Football has evolved from when I played high school football to right now. This is a game of scoring. It's almost like 7-on-7 on the grass anymore when you watch it. Scoring is just kind of part of it. It's just, you anticipate it. When you see a game 17-10, you kind of shake your head, right? It's an entirely different game. The rules are the same. They've changed some. But the athleticism and how they play with the football is different than it was 30 years ago. It's not even close.
The players have the day off tomorrow for Election Day, so we'll be back Wednesday for one final Devil's Digest daily practice recap, if you can say that 5 times fast.